We talked on Monday about Malik Beasley, and I talked about it in larger terms about how this gambling stuff is going to be a thing and everything else. Just, not kicking a dead horse because the horse is still limping around. Just making sure y'all know I've been talking about this for a minute. But the Detroit News, your alma mater, put out a story about Malik Beasley, formerly of the Detroit Pistons, who I don't think will be of the Detroit Pistons. And you had not seen this, which is disappointing because you're one of the few people who's outside of Detroit who actually has a Detroit News subscription. And therefore, you could have seen this article that I had to trust the snippets that came from other people. Okay. I'm going to read you some things about who he owes money to. And I quote, in March, Beasley was sued in Detroit's 36th District Court for failing to pay $14,150 in rent at the Stott. The historic high-rise apartment building in downtown Detroit is owned by Bedrock Detroit, the real estate arm of the business empire built by
Dan Gilbert.
Take a guess. There you go. There you go. That's right. So Malik Beasley owes his landlord, Dan Gilbert. Okay? I have more. Last month, Beasley was sued again by the Stott for failing to pay $7,355. A hearing is scheduled for July 15th. Oh, a couple of weeks. Okay? In January, a celebrity barbershop with a long roster of NBA stars won a $26,827 judgment against Beasley. The barbershop, Cairo Cuts, operates in Milwaukee, where Beasley paid for the Milwaukee Bucks from 2022 to 2024. How do you run up a $27,000 bill at the barbershop?
I was about to ask that who's getting haircuts? How many kids you got? Do you got a bunch of kids? Y'all on a friends and family plan? You getting a haircut every day?
Hold on. I need to know this, man. If y'all from Milwaukee, tell me about what's going on at Cairo Cuts, because apparently they cutting the fuck out of heads. Tell me what they got. Tell me what they can do for me. Because if that's what if like $26,000, okay, but wait,
there's more.
This is where we got more. In January, a Minnesota dentist won a $34,390 default judgment against Beasley, according to court records. The dentist, Hassan Al-Shahabi of Delicate Smiles, started garnishing Beasley's paychecks from the Pistons in February. Court records show the debt has not been satisfied, according to court documents. Malik Beasley has made $60 million in the NBA. And my question about that garnishment is, who else is on his check if the dentist ain't got his $35,000 yet? Because, don't forget Malik Beasley also once pulled the yap on the wife and kids, right? Or the woman and kids. I don't know if it was the wife, but I'm assuming he got to send checks to them. Tom Havertz showed a very good thing about how let's be careful about being sure about what they're investigating Beasley for, because he had some compelling evidence that some of what's come up, there's reason to believe that he did not do the things that they said. And I think that that's all totally fair. All that stuff is totally true. However, them clips of him trying to hurry up and cover the spread at the end, oh, no. I see what time it is there. And I got to be honest, if you're the Pistons, after they start garnishing checks, y'all got to start looking at these dudes a little bit more closely, you dig?
It's a weird thing, right? Like, you owe Dan Gilbert. Like, that is the wild thing to me.
Well, a man that I don't think I would want to owe money to. I don't think he has a sense of humor about those things.
Dan Gilbert was a former bookie at Michigan State, right? I hope that's not slander, right? Right? I hope I'm not getting in trouble by
That's right.
Hope the right time don't get sued for this. I'm sorry, but yeah, that's Dan the Pinky might be that man's real name in East Lansing or something like that. So no, this is fascinating to me because he was about to sign 3 for $42. He was playing his ass off last year. Like, I think he came second in threes to Anthony Edwards, who all of a sudden turned to Klay Thompson, right? The bad thing for this is you go back and you look at those games and you're like, oh, yeah, it's trying to cover the spread. Or the worst thing is, and I don't know if you remember this, Bo, do you remember the last play of the Pistons season last year? The very last play. You probably don't. You remember the second to last play,
Same one.
which was Jalen Brunson. The last play of the season was a perfectly executed out-of-bounds play to set up Malik Beasley on the right wing for a wide-open three, which would have tied the game and sent it to overtime.
That's
And
right.
he dropped the pass.
That's
And I'm
right.
not saying that to say, oh, look at what happened there. Because he hit 6 threes in the second quarter when they were on the verge of getting blown out. I say that to say, when stuff like this comes up, people start becoming Twitter detectives, amateur-ass detectives, and saying, look at that. He threw the game. And for me, if there is one sport that cannot afford a scandal of integrity or of validity, it is the NBA. Because every time you look up, every single team that wins a championship, everybody points to and says, oh man, the league wanted Oklahoma City to win. They wanted Oklahoma City to win? What type of crack are you smoking? But that's what people believe with the league. Oh, the refs wanted this to happen. The league put Scott Foster here, blah, blah, blah. And now you got to put the players and prop bets and over-unders into this. And man, ain't this just weird to talk about? Ain't this even just weird to read?
Yeah, and so I have this question for the league. Are they going to reach a point where it's like, and there are jobs like this. We got to run credit checks. Like, can you afford to sign a dude that owes a bunch of people a bunch of money at this point in time? Because we're going to find out what it comes down to with this dude. But if you wanted to do just a straight line quip, we see how it happens. We understand where these things go. Can you, again, this dude made $60 million and he's apparently, I mean, what is wrong with his teeth, by the way? I don't think we got around to talking about that. Like he just been, I had times where, I didn't have health, dental insurance. I was skipping it. You know what I'm saying? I got back. I ain't have to do no $50,000 worth of stuff though. Like what's up with your grill, homie? What's your breath smell like?
Yeah. I mean,
it's absurd.
I thought we had health insurance in the league though. He ain't never spent time out of the league.
I don't.
As far as I can remember.
No, right? But I want to say this though, and this is very important. They investigated Terry Rozier, and apparently nothing has come of it. Right? I think there's more coming. Don't get me wrong, but we can't go but so far to make these assumptions about what has actually happened.
Right.
However, they're going to have to get this under control, right? Because what actually surprised me about that with Beasley was I felt like the era of these dudes going broke has kind of gone away because they get so caught up with people who help them take care of their money and all that stuff so early now. Like it's a much different world than it used to be. Your money guy is far less likely to steal from you in this day and age. Like I don't think you're going to end up with a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar type of situation
or
at
Tim
this
Duncan
point in time.
And Kevin
the
Garnett.
Industry,
right.
The industry that surrounds this is so much better built out, right? And these guys make so much money that even if they get got, they can build the stack back up pretty quick. But clearly, this dude ain't got it. Like I saw somebody on Twitter make a response on one of these and was like, if this is only $100,000, all the money he makes, he can obviously pay this back. Obviously, but maybe he can, but he didn't.
I mean, look, if you're getting garnished at that point, you want to get that off. You want to get that off of your paperwork ASAP because they're gonna take more than what someone's going to take more off of that than what you actually owe. So it behooves you to take care of that. It's both just unfortunate. Like he was just going to sign a 3 and 42 contract. Not to say as soon as he signed this money, everybody was going to get paid. Like that's usually not necessarily how it works. But Bo, what are we doing here? Like you said, I thought we were out of this era. And apparently, and maybe we're not. But when you add all those things up together and then he's getting investigated by the feds, like it removes a level of benefit of the doubt. And that's the unfortunate thing for him is that people will look at him and say, you don't get benefit of the doubt anymore.
Hey man, let me ask you this. You ever had them hop up on your check before? I ain't never had them hop up on my check. I did once have the state erroneously, that's the word I'm looking for here, erroneously hop up and scoop my whole bank account one day, boy. That is embarrassing. Man, the motherfucker. instead of subtracting, they added. Like it really happened just like that. Something that was supposed to go in one column went in the other column. And I had to call them because I like my shit was gone. And I called the bank, like, what's that code? And they were like, oh, that's the state. That's the tax man. I was like, I don't know them jokers, no money. And I called and they were like, oh, damn, my bad. We put it in column B instead of column A. But it was Friday. I couldn't get no money until Monday.
How was you living for the weekend?
Like I used to, dog. Figuring it out. That's what I was doing. Figuring it out. Let me tell you something. That wasn't the first time I ain't had no money till Monday. You know what I'm saying? I had to. I don't even remember what I did. This is after I was on TV. So I'm in the restaurant getting ready to go to Around the Horn. I got my suit on. They know it's me. You know what I'm saying? And they just hopped in and got me for my shit. Right. But I can't imagine nothing more embarrassing. And I've talked to people that's like that when they call your job. And that means there's at least one person at your job that knows that they hopping in and taking your bread. There's at least one. And let me tell you something. That person, whoever handles payroll, you know what I'm saying? The office manager, whoever run the checks. They the ones that was like, hey, I don't know, man. You see the way he dropped that pass? I don't know if y'all know this, but his dentist hopped up in his check.
Now you got me thinking about the man's grill.
Yo, man, like what is wrong with apparently his grill is fine, but I ain't seen no diamonds in that bitch. Like what's going on in your mouth, dog? He can't pay the rent. He can't pay for his teeth. And by the way, shout out to him. You ain't got the money, but you still take care of your teeth, man. That's teaching your kids the right way, I suppose. The barber, and by the way, let me tell you something, man. I'm glad that Cairo Cuts took him to court because I don't know about your experience with barbers, and not every barber I've had, just to be clear, but I feel like barbers are a profession that are likely to adjudicate matters on their own.
Fisticuffs.
If you're lucky.
Or something. Oh, hey, you seen belly?
Yeah, I was thinking pistol cuffs.
Yeah.
Like if you want to combine the pistol and fisticuffs together, that's everybody's favorite friend, the pistol whip.
Oh shit! Look, how much did you really owe the barber for the barber to win that type of judgment? Like, because clearly there's legal fees and everything else. But how many haircuts how many times do you get your haircut? Like, clearly, you get your haircut, you get your teeth right. Like, how many times do you get your haircut in Milwaukee? Where do you have to go in Milwaukee that you got to be fresh that often? If you're in LA, I can swallow that.
But why did you keep cutting his hair?
That's a great point.
Like, at some point, you just going to have to be raggedy, homie.
That's a great point.
Right? Now, granted, who knows? I just, maybe interest racked up. And that'd be the fun part, too, if the barber added on his own interest. Like at the bank, at Cairo Mutual, they stacked that up. I have no idea. But, yo, damn. Like, Malik Beasley, you are officially known as the brokest ass of the whole NBA.
Dog, that's like when he comes back and plays, the trash talk will be merciless.
Yeah, I'm gonna be out here with him like, hey man, you need anything? Like, is anything I can? Anything? Hey, do you need to go get a rebound right quick? Or he come in the game. We getting all the boards today. We getting all the rebounds today. I got the over. He got the under.
I saw somebody have the child support people run up on them as soon as they left the floor.
That, by the way, happens all the time. That is an underrated. I talked to one Hall of Fame caliber player talking about somebody. They come to get you at the games because you can't go nowhere.
Because they know where you at.
Whole game, right? Because the whole game of the team figuring out how to get the process server to another place. And yeah, that I think we may have come up with the voicemail topic for today.